What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Skull Network. My name is Nick, and as we know, basically the last thing the Minnesota Vikings need to do this offseason to be ready for 2021 is to get the offensive line in tip-top shape. And the main way that they should be able to do that is not through free agency, because let's face it, there's not enough money to work there, and there's not enough great options to fill all the holes that we need. This is going to have to be done through the draft. But I personally have, I think, surefire way that will make this offensive line ready to go and hopefully dominant for this upcoming 2021 season. For starters, it's super easy. You have to go and get Orlando Brown from the Baltimore Ravens. Now, of course, we'd be swapping picks with them, probably give them a 4th round pick this year, maybe a 2nd or 3rd next year, in order to get Orlando Brown their 1st round pick, which is 27, 28, I think, and then maybe another pick later in this draft, 3rd, 4th round, however you want that to go. But Orlando Brown is not happy in Baltimore, and he wants to play left tackle. That's an open position that we have. I think that that is a great way to go about things. So if you go and you make that trade, you're now back at whatever it is, 27, 28, I don't remember exactly. Now, you can wait and get one of the many offensive linemen that will be available in the 1st round. It is a very deep offensive line class, but someone that I have been targeting for a while personally, or that I would like the Vikings to target, is Vera-Tucker out of USC. Now, he played guard back in 2019, I believe 2018 as well, moved over to tackle, left tackle specifically, in 2020. So he's a very versatile guy, and he's considered probably the best guard in this draft. Maybe not pure guard, that'd probably go to Wyatt Davis. We'll talk about him later. I have seen him falling in a number of drafts, but I think that Vera-Tucker would shore up one of those guard or tackle spots because he really can do both, and I really like his prospect. But if he is not available at that point at 27 or 28, Rick could possibly move up. It's not necessarily something we do a lot, especially in the 1st round of the draft, but you obviously never know. But if you do end up getting Orlando Brown in that trade and you're, not able to get Vera-Tucker at that 27, 28 spot, you could do a little bit of a reach and get Wyatt Davis, as I stated before. Now, Wyatt is considered, as I said, probably the best pure offensive guard in the draft. He probably would be more of a, mid to late 2nd round guy, but if you make that Orlando Brown trade, you don't have a 2nd round pick, hypothetically speaking, and you may need to reach a little bit. But at that point, you would have Orlando Brown at left tackle, you would have Wyatt Davis at left guard. Even though he did play right guard in college, you could move things around and make that work. Then you have Garrett Bradbury at center, then you have Ezra Cleveland over at right guard, and then of course Brian O'Neill over at right tackle. Now that sounds like a pretty great offensive line with some okay backups. I think another great option that the Vikings could go in the later rounds, if he is there, is Dylan Radins from North Dakota State. He should be maybe a high 2nd round pick. Again, this is all going to depend on draft day trades and all that sort of thing. Not something we necessarily expect out of Rick Spielman, but he is coming low on time for his time with the Vikings if he doesn't make any great moves soon, so you could do that. And one sleeper pick that I want to put out there that I absolutely love, it's kind of a sleeper, but not necessarily. He goes to Division III or Division II, I honestly can't remember, Wisconsin Whitewater. And some of you guys may know what I'm talking about, and that is Quinn Miners. I know many of us saw the footage of him at the Senior Bowl, going against these Division I seniors, these super talented guys, and absolutely just lit them up. And I don't know if you guys have seen the footage of the sort of work that he does during the offseason. He goes into the woods and has all these makeshift, workout machines and stuff and carries around logs and stuff. The dude is the purest form of what it is to be a man, however you want to look at that. But I think that Quinn Miners could be a very good late round option. I don't know how high he is on a lot of people's draft boards, but I wouldn't put it past the Vikings to maybe use a 5th round pick or something on him if he's still available, maybe even a 4th. But prioritizing offensive line in this draft is 100%, you have to do it. Now, whether Rick Spielman and Mike Zimmer will do that, it's probably not a super likely occurrence, but this is the best idea that I could come up with. You trade for Orlando Brown, you maybe reach for Wyatt Davis, or if you can get a 2nd round pick out of the Orlando Brown trade, then go ahead and do that. Maybe a Dylan Radins, someone along those lines, and then late rounds for, potential backup or maybe even a future starter, you go and get someone like Quinn Miners, because I feel like that would be hilarious. I know many people will say you can go and maybe get a Mitchell Schwartz or someone like that to fill up that tackle position. I do think that it's a really tough situation with the money that we have, but the guys upstairs, the guys working with the money, they always know what to do, and I'm sure if you make an Orlando Brown trade, they're probably going to be able to make that work. Hopefully, at least. And also, guard in free agency, not even an option. I think the best guard available, according to many websites, is Joe Dahl, who plays for the Lions. I'm not 100% sure if he's a starter, but if you look at his numbers, he's about a Dakota Dozier. And I know we all don't want that. But that's going to wrap up my ideal, way to fix the offensive line. If you guys have any ideas that you think are better, which I know a lot of you guys have great ideas out there, let me know in the comments down below. I think my idea is pretty surefire, but just let me know, okay? And that's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the button down below to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video and my thoughts on this whole topic, make sure you give it a like as well. If you guys want to share this video with anyone that you know, if you can do that with anyone on any platform, and if it's a crack dealer on the corner, that's your guys' best option. You guys already know. My name is Nick, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios.